Greetings viewers, Hugh here coming to you from outside London Bridge Station, which if you don't know, is London's oldest railway terminus. And well, I'm here today because, as a lot of you know, 2025 marks 200 years since the opening of the Stockton and Darlington Railway, which is widely considered to be the first proper steam railway in the world. And well, as part of what will hopefully be two Rail 200 specials, today I want to ride the route of London's oldest steam railway, which is the London and Greenwich Railway that ran from here, London Bridge, to Greenwich. So without further ado, let's go! To ride the route of the original railway, there are two trains that currently run it to this day. One is the South Eastern service that goes round the Eltham Loop towards Slade Green, and the other is Thameslink Luton to Rainham Run. Well, I'm going up to platform 1 to get the next South Eastern train towards Slade Green, which will take us to our first stop, which is Deptford. As I mentioned in the intro, London Bridge is the oldest railway terminal in London, originally opening with the London and Greenwich Railway in 1836. And well, yeah, it looks a bit different these days. That's because, well, it was two separate stations for a while, one on the South East line, one on the Brighton line, and it was combined in the 70s and then drastically refurbished in that decade, and according to Daniel, smelled of piss. And then it was completely rebuilt in the 2010s, and as a result, it's quite nice. And also it's important to mention that this is no longer the terminus of the railway, as it was extended to the City and West End in the 1860s. So it shows it expanded quite quickly. But there we go, this is London's oldest railway terminus. Euston only loses by about a year, which is ironic considering this station is lovely, and as all of you know, Euston is a piece of shit. So, while I wait for my train towards Slade Green, it turns out it's not the 150 train, as that one is going via Eltham first, while the one I need, of course, goes to Deptford. I should probably explain the route of the railway. So the railway only had 3 stations, and it originally only opened with 2. It opened in 1836, as I mentioned earlier, running from here, London Bridge, to Deptford. And then eventually 2 years later, in 1838, it was extended from Deptford to Greenwich, and it stayed like that for quite a while until the 1840s, when it was eventually extended through Maze Hill to Charlton to join up with an existing railway line that ran to Gravesend and Rochester. And that creates the current railway we know today. But today, I'm only travelling from here, London Bridge, through Deptford to Greenwich.
This station is London Bridge.
Okay, so we've just left London Bridge on this Better in Blue 707. Very happy to see this. Time for the first point I want to make. We are travelling along this very long, straight piece of railway that runs pretty much all the way to Bricklayers Arms Junction. This is I believe the very first fully elevated railway in the world, the London Greenwich, and it's this dead straight line that opened first. It's all fully on a brick arch, and well, it used to just have that railway, but now it has a lot of things. Of course, we've got South Eastern trains that come on now, you've got Southern trains over there, you've got Thameslink as well. There's actually a Southern train racing us at the minute. No idea where it's going. But like I said, this brick viaduct that runs all the way from London Bridge to Bricklayers Arms and then on to New Cross Lewisham, I believe is one of the very first elevated railways in the world. So I think that's pretty cool. So we've just branched off from the primary southeastern route towards Dover, and I believe we're now on the original elevated viaduct towards Greenwich, and we are getting close to Deptford, and there is a train that we've talked about enough on this channel. You already know what our opinion is. Deptford! We have arrived at Deptford. Now, a lot like London Bridge, this is another station that has seen a considerable amount of development, especially recently. I believe the original station was knocked down about 10 years ago and had this very nice modern station. We'll go outside and have a look built in its place. But I'm going over to the other platform now because there is a very nice piece of history on that other platform. So let's have a look. not 100% sure, but this could be maybe the original viaduct arch. If so, that is pretty cool. But like I said, this is all new. A lot of this was only built about 10 years ago, and it's very nice. So I've just quickly popped outside the station just to show it's very nice. And the reason why I say it's very nice is because this is southeastern, and a lot of southeastern stations, especially within southeast London, are not always in the best of shape. Yeah, there's exceptions like Elmstead Woods with these lovely gardens, and of course here at Deptford, where they have at least bothered to rebuild the building, because I believe the original entrance used to be over there somewhere, and then they built this massive new station, presumably because there has been quite the development around here ever since. So yeah, it's very, very nice, especially for a station in southeast London. It's beautiful. Anyway, literally just up there, there's a bit of history that we can look at, so let's go up now. So this wasn't what I was coming here to talk about, but they've put up this very nice little birthday celebration, 189 years old, up here on the entrance to Platform 1 here at Deptford. It's very nice. I'll take some pictures of some of the photos they've got over here. So shout out to the people who did this at Deptford Station. So what's actually quite cool is you can see what the original station used to look like. It used to look like that, and then here's of course a picture of what it used to look like on platform level. And there's a cool picture taken a couple of years ago. Ironically, 707009 was the train I just came here on, so that's a pretty cool coincidence. But yeah, very, very nice display of the station's history here at Deptford, but that's not what I'm also here to see. Let's walk over there. So what I've actually come here to see is this heritage plaque behind me that talks about the history of Deptford Station, as it was originally the terminus of the railway opening in 1836, although I believe it was re-sited in 1838 when they extended it to Greenwich. But yeah, it's really cool. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to read through the whole thing because that will take hours. I'm going to take individual photos of each board and put them on screen so you can have a look at it. But anyway, this is what I've come to see here. It's a very nice bit of heritage, so well done Southeastern, or Network Rail, for putting these up. It's lovely. So something that's what I was talking about earlier, you can see this here is the very long viaduct that ran all the way from London Bridge with the original trains on it, and then here is a picture of what the original station looked like in 1839. And of course, you know, back then this part of London was all countryside, so the viaduct looked like that. And what I actually didn't know is that this is apparently London's oldest working railway station, which is really, really awesome. And also apparently over there, if I just get and see that little thing, it looks like a viaduct, that is apparently the UK's only surviving carriage ramp. So if you want to see Britain's only surviving carriage ramp as a Thameslink train pulls in, that's not mine, going towards Luton, then there's this little back entrance off the London bound platform here. It's got oyster readers and everything, and where the bike rack is, and you can just walk straight onto it. I think that's really cool. But anyway, as I said in the previous clip, let's go to the other platform and go to Greenwich. Welcome to Greenwich. So, we have arrived at Greenwich, the original terminus of the line. And of course, this station has had expansion as well, as it was rebuilt in 1999 to accommodate that thing. But I'm walking down the platform here because I want to point out another landmark along this route that I couldn't talk about on the train here because that Thameslink was a little busy. So let's just quickly walk down the platform and I'll show you. So, if you look down there, you can see that structure there. What that is Deptford Creek Lift Bridge, which basically is a special type of bridge that allows railways to run over it, and then it will allow itself to lift up to allow for boats to pass underneath. As after all, this is the docks. You needed boat traffic. Sadly, that is not the original structure. It was rebuilt, I believe, in the 1880s and again in 1963. So it's sadly unoriginal, but still, I think it's really cool to have a structure like this as a DLR train pulls in over there. Anyway, I want to walk a bit further down the platform to the beautiful station entrance, as I want to tell a little story about traction. So I've walked to the other end, and despite the fact the rest of the station is pretty there is this nice old station building entrance. But anyway, I'd like to tell you a little story about the trains they used, because it ties in to the President of the United States. So, of course, I'm outside the very, very lovely station building here at Greenwich, but let's talk about tractions. Of course, the line currently uses 465s, 376s, 700s and 707s. Well, of course, when the line opened in the 1830s, it used steam locomotives, and one of those locomotives was named 12s, after one of the railway's directors. That locomotive was later acquired by the British Admiralty, and the steam engine from it was fitted to a ship called the HMS Erebus that was used in Franklin's lost expedition to the Northwest Passage. And, well, after they seemingly disappeared, one of the search vessels, because they sent out a search party, was the HMS Resolute. And that ship was eventually trapped in the ice, but was eventually rescued by American whalers, who gifted it back to Queen Victoria as a present a few years later. That ship, when it was eventually decommissioned in the 1880s, I believe, was eventually scrapped. But Queen Victoria ordered that some of the timbers from that ship would be constructed into a desk, and she had that gifted to US President Rutherford B. Hayes. And that desk currently sits in the Oval Office in the White House. So there you go. The London and Greenwich Railway has a rather long but surprising chain link to the President of the United States. I think that's pretty cool. So, here at Greenwich, at the terminus of the line, I figured it would be a good time to end this video. I'm now going to be getting one of my favourite little trains to my favourite part of town, Canary Wharf. And, well, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hopefully more Rail 200 specials will be coming soon. There'll definitely be one more, although it's not happening for quite a while, so keep your eyes peeled at our community page and our Blue Sky page. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye!